Hi, and welcome back to Lewis Life Outdoors. Today I'm going to be demonstrating how to tie a Clouser Minnow. It's a pretty popular saltwater pattern. We're getting ready to head to the beach next week, and I want to have a few of these on hand to take with me. I'm going to be doing some fishing in the Sound and possibly out doing a little deep sea fishing. But anyway, here's the Clouser Minnow typical pattern, typical saltwater pattern. Let's talk about some of the material that you'll need. Natural bucktail. This one that I'm going to be tying today is actually going to have chartreuse bucktail. Then you're going to need some flashabou. You can have it in any color that you pretty much want. I'm going to be using a number 4 saltwater stainless steel hook. Set of eyes, lead eyes. You can get them in multiple different colors. As you can see, this one is tied with red eyes. This is the typical pattern, but they come in many different varieties. This one's orange, pink. You can do them in purple. You can do them in whatever color your imagination lets you do. So to start off, I'm gonna go ahead and get my hook. Number 4 saltwater hook, stainless steel. It's going into the vise. So normally, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll start my line on the hook. I get a nice little base down first. Just on the first third of the hook. This is where you're going to attach your eyes. Of course, then you can cut off your string. And this one I'm going to be tying a chartreuse with chartreuse eyes. So to go ahead and tie the eyes on, you're probably not going to be able to see this very well when I'm first tying them on there. But basically I set them on there sideways, and then I start with the X pattern. I'm going to try to turn it here to where you can see it. So the eyes, I just basically did an X pattern across the top of the eyes. And then I'm going to continue to do an X pattern. 3 or 4 wraps one way, 3 or 4 wraps the other way, 3 or 4 wraps one way, 3 or 4 wraps the other way. Kind of center the eyes up as best you can. And then what you'll want to do is take and wrap around the base of the eyes. So basically I'm going around the X pattern that I did underneath the eyes. And that helps lock it in place. And I'll come back up and I'll do a couple more X's one way, a couple more X's the other way. X, X. Then I'll go around them. It'll help lock it. Put a little dam in front, a little dam in back, a little dam in front. Some more X's. You're just really trying to lock those eyes on there to where they don't spin. Then I'll just take a little, normally what I do with these, because the fish that's normally going to be hitting it, it's normally going to be a pretty aggressive fish. This is also a good pattern. I've caught bass off it. I've caught trout off it. You can use it in freshwater. It doesn't necessarily have to be a saltwater fly. After I put the cement on there, I'll go ahead and I'll do a couple more X's one way and a couple more X's the other way, and it just, like I said, really helps lock the eyes on the top of the fly, on the top of the hook. All right, so the next step is you're going to want to get a nice little strand of bucktail, the natural. That's going to be the top part, about half the size of a number 2 lead pencil. And then we're going to cut that off. Some people stack it, stack deer hair, and that's used. I don't have the stacker. Yeah, I do. Let me grab it. This is the deer hair stacker. Some people will stack this hair. You do not have to do that. with this fly particularly. If you're tying wings on a dry fly, stacking hair, or if you're doing a tail on a dry fly, stacking hair, you'll definitely want to do. All right, so anyway, back to this fly. I've cut off my deer hair on the bucktail. Now what you're going to want is that should be about 2 times the length of the entire fly, or 1 time the length of the entire fly. So the length of the body, and again, length of the body, and again. And then basically, you'll hold that there, and then you'll lock it down in front. The hair on the front there will kind of try to wire out. That's okay, you're going to cut it off in a little bit anyway. So you tie it nice and tight down in the front. Now you look something like this. So then what you want to do is take and grab the hair, stroke it back like that, jump behind the eyes, and come down real nice and tight. And then you're going to wind it back, the body. I just try to do a nice even rib on the way back. So it's going to look something like that. And then you're going to want to jump back forward. Just back the body. So then jump back in front of the eyes. And now go ahead and we'll trim this excess hair that we have on the front. And you kind of want to trim that in a tapered way because that's going to help build your head up later here when we're finished. Alright, so then go ahead and just wrap those little ends down. Like I said, that's going to help us build our head up here later. Alright, so now that we're at that point, I'll close this up because you don't want to spill that all over the table. Wife would be mad at me. So now we're going to roll that over upside down. Actually, I got a little piece of hair here I need to get out of there. Now you're going to take your Flashaboo, and this is basically what this is going to do is when the sunlight's coming through the water, this gives it a reflection that's going to look like the center part of the body of the fish. It's going to give it some part of the action as you're casting it and as you're fishing with it. So I'm going to say 6-8 strands of it, 10 strands of it. And what you're basically trying to do, again, it's going to be 1 time the length of the body. You're going to tie it in on top, well, the bottom side. And then the part that you had hanging out the front, you're going to flip it back again. So now you've got double the amount coming back. And if this is too long at the end, we'll trim it back. But right now, basically what I tried to do was split the hook with the Flashaboo. So I split both sides of the hook with the Flashaboo. Alright, now for the chartreuse bucktail. Again, you're doing basically the same thing. You're trying to get about half of a lead pencil size. Nice looking little stack of hair. Cut it off. Take a look at it. That's what it's going to look like. It's going to go on the bottom side. Right here like so. Again, 2 times the body. 1 time the body. Lock that down. And I'll kind of pull this back. You don't have to do this until later, but I try to pull this back now. And again, you're going to cut the deer hair, the bucktail, at an angle. And then you're going to build your head up. You can roll it back over, build your head up, build your head up. And take your whip finisher. And some people that's going to been time flies for a while is going to look at me and say, well, he's doing that backwards. Well, I'm left-handed, so I do things backwards. Just the way I learned. Cut that off, and then what I do is take another little dab of glue. Another little dab of glue. That just seals your thread up there on your head. And then you can take it out of the vise. And just kind of stroke everything back. And that's the fly. Clouser Minnow. Lewis Life Outdoors. Like I said, next week we're heading to the beach, and I'm going to be doing hopefully a live stream video of me fishing with this and demonstrating how to fish with it. So stay tuned. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, share. If you got any comments that you want to put down in the comments section, any patterns that you're more interested in learning how to tie, don't forget to put it in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Lewis Life Outdoors. Clouser Minnow. Thank you.